everyone. Welcome to Talking Tech with Creative podcast. I'm Stella Oni, your host. I've got an exciting. We have an exciting time today because normally with the podcast, for those that have been listening consistently, I have spoken to different industry experts, creatives from film to platforms to business to real estate. I've done so many. And because for me, creativity is everywhere. When I started the podcast, I didn't even know that, but creativity is everywhere. We are creatives as humans, and we put our creativity in different industries, different ways. So today, I spoke to I would say some months back or about a year ago, I spoke to a designer, a wedding dress designer, Yomi Kosiba. And it was amazing to actually speak to a creative who at that time was actually experimenting with technology in his couture design and has actually gone a long way towards doing that. So I'm going to have Yemi back to come and talk about how he's using AI as part of his creative process. I know there's a lot of talk and backlash around AI use in creativity, especially because of so many aspects. But there's a separation to this. There's the use of AI as a means to market, as a means to speed up your time, and so many other things. And then there's your original creativity. For me, I'm a creative, I'm an author, I'm a writer. And my writing comes from so deep within me that I could not imagine something writing that for me, something generating that. Because this is my own personal view. But I use technology tools. In the writing world, we have a lot of technology tools that we use to assist editing. So that is my say on a lot of the things that are going on out there, just a little bit. So today, like I said, I've got another creative. Her name is Kemi Obafemi, and she's a lyricist. She writes music and she sings, and she brought out a debut single recently. She brought it out in April. I listened to it. Funny enough, I fell in love with it, and I thought I had to listen to her because I wanted to speak about independent creativity. As a singer, musician, she knows a lot about technology as well. She was quite excited when I reached out to her. So we're going to have an amazing time today, just listening to creativity and technology through music. And I will be playing her music in between this. So you'll be hearing a bit of a snippet of the music. So Kemi, welcome to Talking Tech, the Creative Podcast. I'm so happy you came. Tell us about yourself. I want you to start from the beginning.
Okay, thank you very much, Stella. I feel really excited to be here. Yeah, I'm Kemi Obafemi, but my artist name is Kemi Music because I love not just writing songs, I also to create the whole body of work. And for me, music started for me right from when I was a child. Everybody would say, oh, it started from when I was a child, but I didn't start singing when I was a child. I just loved listening to music. Trust me, I always had earbuds in my ears right from when we had the whole Dixman. I think we had there's this little radio. I don't know what it's called now, but right from when it went to the Dixman, it went to the iPods, it went to then we now had phones where you could listen. All I did was listen. And I think having to go through the listening process and now started singing. Then when I wanted to sing, I started off from church. And I think from church, my writing process now started because I happen to lead the choir because I've been listening and I see how it's done and how music can be better in church. So I started off as a music director and and then I started writing songs for the choir to sing. And when I was done with university, honestly, I never knew I was going to do music, if I need to be very honest. And with time, I still just continue listening. Now, for me, music is quite, I'm very universal when it comes to my writing. I listen to everything, so it's not just the old Afro thing, but I love my roots. I love my culture. I love where I'm from. So if I'm going to release anything that has to do, any sound that has to do with, for me, that it must come from my roots. And trust me, I love Fela a lot. I've listened to all his songs.
I heard Fela influence. I was going to ask you about Fela. I
I
could
love,
hear
I
Fela
do,
there.
yes. And if you listen to the African woman, you can have a sense of there's a felaish kind of sound. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Afro, the real Afro is inside. So yeah, so for me, and I would also say that my life in music has been like, how will I put it? It's been a graph going up and down because, as a female artist, not just a female artist, as a woman growing up in a country where you're not even supposed to be doing music to start with, because if you're doing music, you see that you're wayward, or you don't have your priorities right. So for me, it was just church. I had to get married pretty early. I had kids. Then everything music stopped. But later on, music started all over again when I was going through a very abusive marriage. So music was the only
Wow.
thing that gave me purpose.
Hmm.
So, and I started writing again. And music actually even brought me out of that toxic marriage that I needed to come
Mhm.
out. Yes. So I
Mhm.
would say, in summary, that music has always been my safe space. And up
Mhm.
till now, it's still my very safe space. So yeah. I
Fantastic.
hope I've been able to just summarize my life around
You did, you did. So let's go back because I told you that even though I always have it, all this list of questions, I don't follow it through.
I
So
know.
when you say your earlier parts, because you're based in Britain now, so that was back in Nigeria. Because
Not
of
back.
course, yeah, because the outlook to music in Britain is of course different from the outlook of music
Yeah,
to music in Nigeria. So it was back in Nigeria,
it's back in Nigeria.
yeah.
Yes.
So you still believe that outlook still stands in terms of music? I'm curious.
Yeah, since I got here, I would say for now I'm just juggling work. This is my first time I'm putting out music because I love to do it. But back in Nigeria, it was quite much easier to push your songs because you had a team, you have people who could support you. But since I moved down here, it's not as easy because you don't really have much community. And where I'm based, if I was probably based in London, I probably would have met a lot of people, but nah, not so much here. And I actually look forward to having a community base here, but it's not the same.
So the question I was asking is that, you were talking about that when, like back in Nigeria, I think it's back
Yeah.
in Nigeria, that the outlook to music, if you were put music first, you were seen as wayward.
Okay, yeah.
Do you think that outlook still stands, or has
Oh
it
no, oh sorry,
changed?
I didn't understand the context.
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
that's all
no,
right.
no. It doesn't. No, you right here, even at my work, I have my colleagues who are white, and they'll be like, they are trying to sing my song, like, I had my friend Holly said, I'm not an African woman, but I like it was really very funny. She said, "Oh, that the Jupiter Live loves the song." So, no, the outlook is different. It's so much love here, even though it's not really out there, but it's so
Yeah,
much love
you
here.
put it
Yeah,
out here.
yeah, here the love of creativity. They are not all about just your work, but what can you do outside your work? Who are you as a person? So, if you're a singer, oh, we want to hear more of you. So,
Yeah.
I actually still I sing in church here. I'm also a worship leader in church here too.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they want more of you compared
Okay.
to back in Nigeria. And again, here, back in Nigeria, it's either you do gospel or you do circular or you're in between, but
Okay, so it splits between what is considered gospel music,
yes.
and then secular music. So you are
Yeah, but when I was in Nigeria, the moment I started writing my songs and all, even though love songs and all, church people just felt, no, you cannot be doing that and doing this. But here, no, they want you to keep doing what you're doing because you're creating, but
Hmm.
still in your creativity, you still have time for God. So who also gave you that gift? So they don't mind, and
yeah. Gift comes from God.
they,
Okay. So the question I want to ask is with African woman, with your music, so
yeah,
you came and you decided to now put African woman out.
yeah,
What made you, because it's for me, it's a very powerful music.
yeah.
Like I said, I detected Fela there. So the question I'm asking is, what made you decide that I've got this music, I've sang it, and I want to put it out there? What is that decision point?
Okay. Firstly, before I answer the question and tell you the story behind it, I would say myself and my producer and even the team Sundays that were trying to help me promote the song. They didn't want me to put that song as my first debut.
Oh,
Yeah, but I
why?
said no. I was very biased. I said I am very biased about the song. Even my producer didn't. Maybe because it's about African woman, it's about her resilience, her power, who she is. Because the verse two talks about. There's a line in the song that says "Obirin lágbára ju kìnìún lọ." You understand?
Yeah, I saw.
Now,
Yeah, and let before you continue, Kiniwo, because I'm Yoruba.
yeah,
Kiniwo means
Yoruba.
lion. Yeah,
Yes, and we're
Kini,
fierce.
yeah,
Oh no,
Kiniwo means lion because I
yeah.
like that mix of indigenous when you speak English and then you mix me. I'm an Afro. I love. Yeah. So, Obìnrin lágbára ju kìnìún lọ. Can you tell us what it means?
Yeah, so for me, I would say that what has inspired the song was my story and seeing every single thing I've been through. I've had to go through I've had to go through every form of abuse. I tell you, every form of abuse,
Mm,
physical, emotional, mental, like every form of abuse.
mm,
And I know that there are a lot of women
mhm.
understand, my mom includes,
Oh.
not just being a Nigerian woman, being an African woman. Now,
Mhm.
it's not worse for you, an African woman with a dream. What you have to, like, you have to break tables, you have to keep moving forward. People are going to call you names, people are going to look down on you. There are rooms you can't enter because you are supposed to. For me, who was married before, they're going to be like, oh, she just left at home. Nobody knew what I was going through.
Mm,
That inspired me to write that song.
mm.
It
I'm so
inspired me.
happy you did. I'm so
Yeah,
happy you did.
I said, I'm going to be a voice for every woman who has a dream, who wants
Mhm,
to keep moving forward. You
mhm,
are a superstar. You are a super, you don't need
mm,
to be singing, but in your own field, you are a superstar. And I'm going to be that voice. You're beautiful. Yes, because some people say after childbirth, you're like my ex-husband will tell me that I'm a second hand. No man will want you.
oh
Nobody will
dear.
want. And I know that's what other women go through. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put this into a song. I'm going to be a voice. And that inspired the song.
Mm.
You understand? So if you listen to the song, you go through from the lyrics, the beauty, the endowment of
Yes.
the woman.
Mm.
And when she walks into the room, her confidence, her resilience. If you hear a story, you hear a story of courage, of resilience, of power.
Mhm,
What she's had to go through to get to where she is,
mhm,
regardless of the obstacles, the challenges the life throws at her, she's still standing. The
mhm.
reason we are heels.
Powerful.
There's a reason we're always smiling. You understand? When you see a woman who is broken or not, you should know that as another woman, you should be the one to lift her up. So I just
Mm,
believe that this song should be my first single before any other song comes in. I
mhm,
want people to know where I'm coming from. I want people to know that I'm speaking for every other woman, and not just Nigerian women. African woman, no dey fear. African woman, shine, she dey rise, she dey conquer. African woman, no dey fear. African woman, dey carry matter for her shoulders. African woman, no dey fear. African woman, no dey tire. African woman, no dey fear. African woman. I'm black, I'm proud, I'm beautiful. I'm an African woman. I'm an African woman. I'm fierce, I'm strong, I'm confident. I'm an African woman. I'm an African woman and also African woman because that's my roots.
Oh, that is powerful. That is so powerful. And I
Thank you.
felt it. I felt it in that song. That's why I just looked at you and I said, I must speak to her, I must reach out to her because this song touched me and I want to speak to her. I want her to come on it. So
Thank you.
now let's talk about your inspiration, Fela. Because
Ah,
how did Fela come into this? I'm curious about that. Your influence, how that shaped you creatively.
I would say that, you know, I've listened growing. My
Mm-hmm.
dad used to play, he plays Sonny Ade, he plays Ebenezer Obey.
My save my background. Yeah. That's me. I grew up with music.
Yeah, but the moment I heard Fela,
Hmm.
there was just something different.
The
And
moment you heard Fela. I went straight to your head.
Lagbaja too, but trust me, those were my foundation actually. Understand? So musically, listening, those were my foundation. But Fela stuck with me to the point that even when I was in university, I was always playing his songs. Like I said before, I was not singing at the time, listening. It's like
Hmm.
I was keep hearing my mind
Like a database. You were
like a
just
database. I was yeah, you
collecting
understand?
data. Hmm.
I was collecting data, even though I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But he's the real Afro. If you look at from the whiskey to the Burna Boy, Davido doesn't really accept it. We all know. All of
The
most
influence is there. No,
influence
nobody can. They can never
they
deny
can
that. That
never,
influence is there.
they can never. Then another thing too that with all the music that I've heard over the years, Fela speaks the truth.
It does.
So that's uncompromising truth. Yes, it doesn't, regardless, he will speak the truth and he put it in a song. That inspires me. Yeah. Sometimes when I see how he pieces the words together, I'll be like, what was this man thinking? Yeah, he was an activist and all, but he still makes sure he put it in a song. And for me, that's what my music is all about. I want to be able to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to let people know that I see them. I know what you're going through, and whatever it is, I can put into a song. Like yesterday, my best friend, she told me, she said, "Come." She was teasing me. She said, "All the relationship you've been in, you've always written songs about all these men. You have never written a song about me." And I'm like, really? I said, you deserve for me to write a song about you. And I thought about it. I spent 2 hours writing a song and I came up with a very beautiful song last night. And like I said, and I sent it to her and she's been crying since. And I said,
Oh, bless.
yeah, and I said something. So back to what I was saying. Ella speaks the truth.
Mhm.
He embodies it and he's very creative. Now, another thing I like about Fela, there was one documentary I watched about, he studied here in England, right?
Yes, it did. It did.
And how he pieces the different, apart from just Afro, he pieces those different genres and he created something so amazing that even till today, nobody has been able to recreate. The best we can do
It's
is
original. Original.
original. It's just we can just pick out of it. And for me, I try to make sure that I piece so many genres together to make something very beautiful. Right now, I'm actually working on so many different sounds, and with time, they're going to be out there. So it's just like an amazing inspiration to for me.
So your producer didn't want you to bring out African Woman first. What was it they wanted you to bring out first? I'm curious.
They wanted me to, yeah, there's this song that's very amapiano-ish, Afro house, very danceable so that everybody can be dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's another song. There's another song. It
Mhm.
talks about being in a very compromising place in love, and you're trying to get the person to make up their minds. He was quite biased about that song, so he was like, probably that song should be the first because lots of maybe young people might relate to it because these days relationships are quite complicated compared to before. But I told him something. I said, this song is the first song I'm listening.
So this is the one that speaks to you. This is the one you
This
want to
one
bring out.
speaks to me first. I even do you know I had the owner of one of these radio stations back in Nigeria, and when I sent
Mhm.
my songs to him because he's someone that I respect in the industry, and when he listened to it, he was like, "Why would you want to drop African Woman as your first?" I said, "This is what I want to do." He said, "Okay, fine, just you're the artist, so do it." And I'm happy I did. So if I did not, you probably wouldn't be talking to me right now.
There's no way, because you'd have sounded like everybody else.
Everyone.
The idea for me is, what people don't understand is, first of all, be authentic.
Yes.
If you want to be generic, then you need a big label behind you who are going to push you out there, do everything. But if you're starting out, be yourself first and attract the people that want that. If the next Kemi music comes out now, I will listen to it.
Yes, you're right.
But if it was generic, then you are sounding like everybody else. How am I going to distinguish you from everybody else that is out there? Not that there are that many, because you have big artists. I'm going to come to that. Female artists, African artists, and then nothing. That's what I realized, that is, there's a lot of Tiwa Savages of this world, Thames of this world. And then I look behind and I don't see anybody coming up. I think that's why I was attracted to you as well, that, there's someone coming up who is singing. It's like from there and then nothing at the bottom. You were right in putting your feet down, because it's important to just let people know and recognize you first. And then you can bring out more commercial music, because that's what they're looking for.
More commercial music, yes. Yes, absolutely.
But more commercial music requires, like, creativity is different from marketing. So it requires something different. All kind of music requires something different, because one is what you've done, the other one is the awareness and the distribution and the marketing and all that. They're two different things. Yeah. So maybe they're looking for something that will strike people, will go popular. But it's like it's like the lottery. It's like the lottery. So first of all, have your core listeners around you. Like Asha, for example. I like Asha. And I'm one of her people that listen to her. And I'm sure that's how she developed. She developed a core group of people that likes a particular kind of music. And then she got popular.
Yeah.
So that's it. So when you talk about your producer, so the process of producing African woman in the UK, talk me through a little bit, not too long, but just the process. Because you were talking about you were talking about having a team, a community around you in Nigeria, and you were talking about a different process here. So I just wanted to see what the process was, the differences.
DIY.
DIY, okay.
It's do it yourself here. So I have a studio here at home, but I also have my producer back in Nigeria. I have one here, but it's like I said, life here is different compared to Nigeria. So we get to work together. So he makes I create the voice, then he creates the beats. So we make it together.
Yeah.
We create the beats, the sounds together, and he mixes and masters for me. So that's it. So that's the creative process we have, because I have a studio here in the house. When I have a sound and all, I would have recorded it, then I'll send him to listen. If he wants to remake the sound, then we'll look at it together, because in the creative process, it's always a lot of back and forth, because when I hear a sound, I'll be like, no, remove that one. No, remove this one. No, we're not where, or sometimes I might have a sample of what I want and I'll send it to him. Okay, I want you to, don't replicate this. I want you to make it better. So, so that's how we create it. For African Woman, if I tell you that African Woman is not as new, it's not a new song. I actually wrote African Woman, I think 6 years ago. I wrote it 6 years ago, but I had to I had to write it all over again, because it came, but I'm in a different place and I had to rewrite it. And we created something very beautiful.
You did, absolutely. So I'm going to now go to music in general, you're singing, and female artists out there. And I'm not going to be worldwide because it's huge, but I want to focus on Africa. Yeah, so artists. So why do we have such disparity? That disparity where you have the female artists, the one that have started out and have gone big, and then it's very hard to discover up and coming female artists. And I don't know what your own journey is, what you think about it, and what your plan is, because of course you want to succeed. Do you see what I mean? You have to succeed. So you understand, we can't be modest about this. If you've got something out there, we want a lot of people to know about it, right? So why do you think you have this well-celebrated African artists out there, the female artists, and then just seems to be there seems to be nothing at the bottom?
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say based on my experience. So in Nigeria and Africa, when it comes to the Afro sound, even as
Mm-hmm.
an artist, remember then when I used to write songs. No, I didn't mention earlier, I used to write songs for different artists at some point in my life when I eventually moved to Lagos. So you do not, it's not easy. You have more male gender in mostly Afrobeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You don't find ladies. And again, ladies don't really do, apart from maybe just love songs. And if you're very good, you might be able to maybe try your hands on like someone like Niniola. At the time, she tried what they call it, Afro House, and it worked for her because she was singing Yoruba on the song. It's very, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's what I've noticed in the industry that it's very difficult for a female to be very universal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but you are only if you are very universal, you will find people who are willing to put their monies down to promote you. It's not very common. Now, if you look at the likes of Yemi Alade, at least I know
Mm-hmm.
the story, Yemi Alade, I know the story of Tiwa. Tiwa Savage, she's someone that I really look up to. She
Yeah.
was also someone who inspired me also to go into music. Yes. And if you look at their story, Tiwa Savage ventured into Afrobeat because she was quite versatile. She sings, but she's flexible and she was willing to
Mm-hmm.
learn. Savage would get that because I worked with a songwriter who was very close to her. She
Mm-hmm.
would get a lot of songwriters. Even Yamalade does that. Get a lot of songwriters, creates like a boot camp with different Afrobeat songwriters who are mostly males and help and say, I want to do this music. This is what I want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
get inspired and they create amazing
So
hits.
collabs. She does a lot of collabs
Not just collabs, you get now.
or
I
learning.
happen to,
What's
yes, I happened to be in Mavens at some point before it became Mavens Global. And I see how
sorry. Who?
I said I happened to be in Mavens Global. I worked closely with one of their songwriters in Mavens.
Maven's Global.
Maven, yeah, Maven
Who?
Records. Yeah,
Yeah,
Maven,
because
yeah.
we know me, we're not from the music world, so you have
Yeah,
to.
I understand. So
So
yeah,
who are they?
the Don Jazzy, Maven Records, Don
Oh,
Jazzy.
I know Don Jazzy, but I didn't know it was
Don
Maven Record.
Jazzy,
I've
so yeah.
forgotten. I know. I
Yeah,
spoke
so
with yeah. I remember speaking to Obiasika, who was started from music and all that. But like I don't know I don't know the name. So Maven Music
yeah,
is
music
Don
is
Jazzy.
yeah,
It's Don Jazzy.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's and look at what they've done with Area Star. They groom all this now. What they do, I think when it became Maven Global, what they had to do, because I think I spoke with one of their executive at the point when I was pitching to be one of their songwriters, and they said, oh, that they have an academy now where they groom, yeah, where they groom
Where they develop. Okay.
develop, yeah, and they'll try to see if you see a female who can be universal, who can do anything, they
Yeah.
will put money on you because they see that okay, that's good. So I would say that being a female artist is not easy to do Afrobeat, to be that. You understand? So that's why you see the likes of Tiwa Savage is up. Yeah, Yemina is African mama, Mama Africa. She chose her own
She has
path.
her own spin. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have people, so for the younger ones, some people will just want to maybe just stay on alternate music, just the Afro, like them Simi. Simi
I
started
heard
as an
you. Yeah.
Afro soul, she went into Afro fusion. Afro fusion is just merging other songs together, or Afro R&B, Afro.
So all sorts. So there's different. So in writing, we call it. I write crime fiction. We call it genre and subgenre. So
Yeah,
so I didn't know that. So you have the Afrobeat at the top, and then under that you have all this fusion
you
going
have the
on.
other one. Then you have
I
the
had no
alternate
idea.
music that you enjoy their music, but they are not like out there. It's not easy being a female artist, especially when you're trying to break into a male-dominated industry. To sit down with Tiwa Savage and ask her how it's been.
Yeah,
It's
she would have been fighting against all sorts.
yes, because there was a time everyone thought her career was done, but
Really?
yeah, but she's just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, she's also a very big inspiration for me. She's one woman that if I meet, I really hope to meet her someday. But
Yeah.
I'll tell her that, hey, thank you for not giving up because you gave people like us the hope that it's possible. Because she joined the industry over 30.
Yeah.
So because in the industry, you'll be thinking, oh, if you're maybe from 22, 21, 22, that's when you're still in your prime. That's when it's the right time to pursue your dream if you want to do music. An African woman, but she broke that and
The barrier.
she broke the barrier and yeah, it's giving people like us hope. Yeah.
Yeah, because I followed her journey and I've listened to quite a few of her interviews. I know she started music quite early, but then she moved to Nigeria. She was in the UK.
Yeah.
And then
No,
she moved to
it was in the US, I
or was
think.
it the US? She was somewhere anyway. She was
US because the backup for Whitney Houston.
yeah, so she was
Yeah.
somewhere. She was out of Nigeria, out of Africa. I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought she was in the UK, but I'll check. So either
Yeah.
the US or the
Yeah.
UK, yeah, you'd know more.
She speaks more. I
Of
mean,
American. I would
she's
have
more
thought,
American than
I thought
British.
she was I thought she was in the UK. I'm
She
gonna
went
check.
back to Nigeria. Yeah, you can
Oh
look
no,
that up.
I'm gonna check. The Tiwa Savage star from the UK. For some reason I thought she started did let me see. For reasons she was born in Lagos, but she moved to London at 11.
Okay.
Her early music journey really did begin in the UK. I followed
Oh,
her journey. Yeah. She went to school there, studied accounting at the University of Kent, worked
wow.
briefly at Royal Bank of Scotland, and started singing backing vocals as a teenager, including for George Michael. Yeah. She started in the UK.
She started in the UK.
I followed her journey. I followed her journey.
I skipped that part when she was younger. Wow.
Yeah, when she
Amazing.
was younger. Yeah. And it was when
That,
I think she wanted to really break into music that she now moved to Nigeria.
yeah, she said her mom told her that you have to go back to
Yeah.
where you came from.
Yeah, and that's when she did an excellent job. So we are now establishing the fact that it's so difficult to break into music if you're female. So is that
Mhm.
because of gatekeepers? What is it? Because you are starting out independent and you're not going to mind anybody. You're going to follow your path. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Do you
yeah.
feel that? Because we talk about how difficult it is. I'm an author, and I know how difficult it had been breaking into being an author, being and a crime fiction author. We now have up and coming African women or women from African background or females, black females that are writing crime fiction, but
Yeah.
there's still not that many. So what I'm saying is that you say it's difficult to break it. So it's difficult to succeed, to make it big. It's a different thing than
Yeah.
because I thought the entry level makes it easier for a female artist to start out just as you started out. What I'm saying is that
Yeah.
putting music out, I thought was easier now more than ever with
No, no,
technology.
no, it's easier now with technology. No, you were asking about how it was, but not
Okay.
how it is. Yeah, I think that
Okay.
was,
So
yeah,
how is
how
it
it,
now?
like you're wondering, I think the question you asked was, why is it that this was how it is and there are no
Disparity.
yeah, but this day to now, it's very easy. Even with technology, you can just the same way it is. I'm in my house, I can produce, I can upload, make a few content, and my music is out there, get distribution company. So these days, if you have a good community, if you put
Mm-hmm.
out your work as an artist, as an independent artist, and you have your work out there and you've built momentum, which means you've been consistent for a very long time and you have your community, you can build up from there, the right people. And now we have the algorithm, which is very good in most of all the social, the
Sorry, you have
algorithm
okay, the algorithm,
it
yeah,
also
okay, to
helps
help you.
too, yes. So I know back in those days where your CDs will have to be taken to radio
Yeah.
station, you'll be begging, oh,
Gatekeepers.
hey, please play my song. Or like you rightly said, gatekeepers, those they'll be like, who is this new artist that you want to promote? So even with your money back then, you cannot do as much as you really need to do because there are some people that you have to set from, even from designers.
I like the way you said
Yeah.
the word settle.
Yes, you
How
have
to
to
settle.
there was this thing that happened back then where I think there was just this controversy that happened then where some female artists from other countries were saying Tiwa Savage is not giving them room to succeed.
Could you imagine? How is that?
Yeah,
They
there
do
were a
everything.
lot of yeah, it happened. It happened one certain time like that. That they are making her the number one Africa. She used to call herself the number one bad girl of Africa or like that. So every other one that comes from every other female artist that come from other countries like Ghana, or you cannot meet up. Or sometimes if Tiwa Savage was probably performing in a show, she must have probably performed before they even allowed those ones come in. I think there were things that were going on like that then. But these days now, you can blow up on TikTok. You just post your music. You wake up tomorrow morning, your music is everywhere. I will still tell you, everything that does not just happen by chance. Even as an independent artist, you still need a team. You still need funds to push.
The
Yes, yeah,
marketing. So we're talking about the mark. So creativity is one thing on one side. It's
yeah,
now distribution and marketing and awareness.
yeah,
So when you talk
exactly.
about community, because you've mentioned the word community for a while, a bit.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So these are people who love your music and they are looking forward to wanting you to do more. They are just like you now. You're part of my community now because you heard my song and you decided to like, no, I must speak to this person. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I have a few people like that, and they keep growing. And like I said, consistency. The more you put out your work out there, the more some people will just be glued to your page. They'll be like, oh, this person is releasing something amazing, and let's see how the growth is, and they'll be stuck to you. So as much as you're dropping snippets, probably
Yeah.
snippets of upcoming music, they'll keep sharing. If you have a good community, these are people who will be sharing your songs, who will be following up, who will be commenting, and which helps technology, the algorithm to keep pushing the songs to people like mine. So your community keeps growing because the algorithm is helping you to push your songs to the people who like to listen to what you are producing, what you're dropping. Yeah.
That's amazing. So talk me through. So you released it, and then so how was the response to it? Did you say to people around you that, oh, I put the music
Oh
out,
yeah. The first thing I did was I started off with my family and friends first.
my music is out there. Oh.
First musical, oh yeah, you would you start sharing. I
Mm,
was sharing it to them, and a lot of them were posting. And
mhm.
people who have followed my journey right from a few years ago who thought I was never going to do music again. Yeah, so they helped, post on their stories. And I even have the likes of, I don't know if you know him, Muyiwa Adimola, someone who really loves my music, and he's someone who always tells me, Kemi, you can never give up. I know, regardless of
Wow,
what you've been through, always I'm proud of you. He posted my video on his page, and
fantastic.
yeah, so I may be starting small now, but at least I'm starting, and
Yeah.
I'll not stay here. I'll keep going. So yeah, just have the
Hmm.
right community, just having the right sort of people who love what you're doing and they are willing to see you grow.
What's the next? Because you've got some songs anyway already.
Yeah.
So when are you going to release the next ones?
Yeah, for now, I'm working on releasing a single very soon. I have another
Okay,
single
another one.
coming up. It's called Love Calls.
Mhm.
I'm a piano-ish. I'm a piano house, Afro house, just fusion, danceable song, celebration song. Just the woman talking about the love that is calling her, and he's at home and she's coming and he's saying, this is where you're going to be. You're not going anywhere.
Messages. Your music always have messages in them.
There's always a message,
Amazing.
yes. There's
Yeah.
always a story, there's always a message, yeah. And again, I'm working towards an album, so which I believe that by the end of this year or in the
Mhm.
new year, I'm gonna be dropping that.
Yeah, an album would be fantastic. Because after I'm hearing African music, woman, I wanted an album. I was like, oh my God, I want more. Because when I like something, I'll play it over and over again. So talking
Again,
about playing over and over, tell me about the streaming channels. So you upload, just we do that in publishing if we're self-publishing. Okay, we
oh,
have something called independent publishing, where we have platform that we upload to, and then those platform will disperse, you
this
know.
first. Okay, yeah. I used
Yeah,
Song Dicks,
that's
yeah.
how I found you.
Yeah, it was actually a friend because I wanted to use
Mhm.
which is still a very good platform to release because even independent artists here in the UK and in Europe, even yeah, they use it. But A
Which
friend of
one?
mine, an artist friend of mine told me that if I wanted the best, and if I wanted a team to work with who would give me the right support and I'm not having to chase after them, then I should use Sundays. And it's been amazing. If you just look for Kemi music, just
Mhm.
type Kemi music and African Woman pops up on WhatsApp, on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, like
Okay, so they just so
they've
you
distributed
so
it
instead of you trying to go through all the different platforms, they just distribute it
it's
everywhere.
everything.
Oh
And
my God.
exactly. And I was blown away and I'm like, oh my God, these guys are really good. And they'll be the one handling my distribution. No, like I rightly said, it's not just about just being an independent artist. You also need a team, even though you have to lead a team to help make sure that your music gets to where it needs to get to. And you never know, someone somewhere, maybe in Asia, someone maybe in Los Angeles might just pop into that song and they'll be like, oh, we want to use it for our movie. And you never know. So,
Seriously, yes,
yeah, so
absolutely, absolutely. That is what I find exciting about creativity. The fact that creativity can take you in any direction. You can
yes.
pop. That's why you need a day job because there's no guarantee. You need to pay your bill.
Except you need to pay your bills.
Especially when you're in the UK, you need to pay your bills, but creativity can just take you anywhere. And that's the beauty of it. So in terms of record label, if somebody came to you and approached you and said they want to sign you on, what are the things that you would think about first? Would you say, oh, yes, and jump on it? Or would you pause and think?
I've been signed before, so trust
Oh, you've
me.
been signed before.
I was signed when I was in Nigeria and
Mhm.
it did not go well, and trust me, it's
Mhm.
one of the darkest moments of my career.
Whoa.
Yeah. Because now for me, for an artist who grew before I was ever signed, during COVID, before even COVID hit, I was always doing covers of so many songs and artists. And I think even then, that was even how Mr. Muyiwa Ademola found me. Yeah, he's an amazing human being. He was in the movie industry. He had no business with music. He always told me that I was a star, and he always just kept commenting on my page. Yes, and one day he just told me, he said I should go and do the cover of Risky by Davido. He said he has that something tells him that I should
Mhm.
do it and that he wants to hear. He told me that they said by the end of that day that I should have done it and send it to him. So I did it. I just made a video, then I sent it to him, and I just went to sleep. And the following day, I think this was 2019, everywhere. It was even on Today Edna's page.
I saw it. I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah, it was
Went
just
everywhere. So what was
yeah.
it you did? I was just trying to understand it exactly. So you just sang
I
it.
I just did the cover. I just sang it. I just did my own version of it, and
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on
oh,
YouTube.
I was
And
like,
it blew.
and it blew. And I was like, wow. And I was like, oh God, how did it? How? And all of a sudden, I just started getting DMs. People were trying to reach out to me, record label owners. Even there was one, I think, Babyface. There was one producer from Mavis at the time that needed to sign a female artist. People were recommending me to him. From
Mm.
people from Turkey were reaching out.
Oh
People that
my
had
God.
money wanted to, yeah, they wanted to sign me. I think that same period, I met a music executive from Viacom at the time, and he said, "Are you signed to any label?" I said no. People just wanted to know because they were like, if she could attempt a Davido kind of song and she sang it really well, we could,
We could mold her.
sign her. So I think by the time it was after COVID period, I just had the COVID really just it really
That
affected
big.
a lot of
Okay, so the momentum
momentum
went down.
dropped. Yes, then
Oh,
I
after
signed up.
COVID.
Yeah, there was this record label at the time that signed me, and that was like for me, that was like the last resort because it felt like the music thing was not really going so far because of COVID. People were not playing our shows, nothing was really happening. Even the songwriting stuff was not really happening. Boot camps were not really happening because people were not allowed to gather in one place. Eventually, it didn't work. It didn't work out. So most record labels they might have money, but they don't have the right team. They don't have the right yes, they don't have the right team to lead the
They
music,
could they could
push
even be bootstrapping from their room and say they're a record label. Anybody
exactly.
can come from anywhere.
And again,
Technology has given is giving this broad access now.
yeah,
Anybody can do anything. That's what technology does.
Exactly. And look at me now. I have my own studio. Then I didn't even have a studio. I didn't have a studio of my own. So,
Mhm.
and then they had money, but they didn't have, for me, I think the only problem they had was they didn't have the right team. So if I have a label come to me today, I'll be asking a few questions like,
Mhm. So you're more experienced now. You're not going to jump on it. You're going to be asking questions.
exactly. I'm gonna ask what's their long-term plan because I'm not gonna be put under pressure because based on my experience, I was put under pressure within a month. I was pressured to record. I recorded about 16 songs just 1 month.
That is
Yes,
a killer.
I was put under pressure to just keep writing and keep recording, and
Mhm.
there was no plan to put out work.
Mhm.
Yes, there was no plan to put out work, and at some point it just didn't work out. They started signing
Mhm.
in new male artists, like I mentioned, it's because they felt, oh, female artists is quite expensive, music videos. So what are your, like I said, I'll ask them what are their plans, and I'll ask them, I hope you are not here to come and the moment you sign me, you want to tell me, oh, this is music we feel you should be doing now. You don't do that type of music, and that's what I think I like with what management and her label is doing for her. They are not changing her. They are making sure that her music is out there. Her
Yeah.
branding
Sense is
is
very
getting
calm, very calm. She knows what she's doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's getting better. And I'm gonna ask them what are their plans for me? How far do they want to see me grow? How far do they
Mhm.
want to, what are their plans to make me the artist that I
So,
should be? Yeah, that I
so
want
what
to be. Sorry. So I'm just gonna be asking how big is their reach and what are their plans? They don't need to be big, but if they have the right team, what's their management plan? How far, what's their history? How many artists have they been able to manage properly? What are their numbers? How their yearly numbers? How well have they succeeded with each artist? Or if the artist is not blowing, would you allow the artist to do you go back and see, okay, what did we do right? What did we do? How do you help this artist to move forward if this is happening? Like, there's just so many questions out there. Yeah, it's not all about just saying, oh, I have money or I have a label and I just want to just sign artists. Nah,
Mm. So
no.
what we're saying is that this industry there's full of people who will exploit you, who would, if care is not taken, there's a lot of exploitation within the industry. And
Yeah, there
so you need
is.
to know if you're coming out young, so what we're saying is that you're coming out and you're new, you're a songwriter, there are questions you need to ask.
Yeah,
It's just starting out. So don't just jump in that somebody wants to sign you on. So what are the
no.
things? So we've said that you're going to ask a question. Do your research. Are they real? Because there's a lot of fake things out there, especially with AI now. So really do your research. Are they registered somewhere? Is there a registered body? Which I know there isn't. Not much like that. So you really have to don't give your intellectual property, your IP to just anybody. That
Exactly.
happens in the publishing world as well, where you have something and somebody will take all of it and they'll give you really what they give you back is not commensurate with the amount of work you put in. So you
Exactly.
really have to do your research and find out more. Don't jump at it. That's
Exactly.
fantastic. So in terms of you said it can be a bit lonely. Tell me a little bit about that. Is that
Uh,
because do you have people who sing and songwrite that you've
yeah, I have artists that are my friends.
okay.
What we do, we sometimes if we have a piece of work, maybe we've done, we just want to just, maybe if we are having like, okay, I think I have a friend here in the UK, Timiko, that I'll be like, Timmy, I have some songs I've worked on. Do you have time to have a listen? And we're like, oh yeah, great. And we get to listen, it'd be like, oh okay, yeah, this one's nice. Oh, I like this one more. And that's how we encourage ourselves. But trust me, the creative process is quite lonely because trust me, even those who love you,
Mm.
your friends, they might not understand your creative mind. They were like, oh, just to make you feel good, they were like, oh yeah, we like it. But trust me, the moment the song is blown out there, they'll be like, ah, that's my friend. Oh, the song is very good. So I think it's just a human thing. But as a creative, especially in the creative process, when nobody,
Is there?
knows
They don't
what
know you when you're doing it.
When nobody knows you, yeah, you're going to be alone. Oh. Only you will enjoy your song. Only you say, yeah, yes, you're your producer. You know, but it's lonely when you're starting up. It's lonely when nobody knows you. No
Yeah.
matter how good your sound is, if it has not gotten to the right people, if it's not out there, it's quite lonely because sometimes you need people to encourage you. But like I said, music, even for a woman, people be like, why are you doing music? Why don't you just go and get a different career? Why are you still doing music? Why are you still hung on? Yeah. Like I get even friends, yeah, they'll be like, why are you still doing music? Do you think you're going to
Your
blow?
soul. It's speaking to your soul. You're preaching
Exactly.
from deep within you.
But for me right now, from my own standpoint, I just enjoy creating. I can stay awake all night
Mm.
just creating music. Yeah. So I love to do what I love, but it's lonely and you have to accept the process. You have to know that. Like me, I used to say, it's just me and God. Sometimes when I want to write a song,
You.
I'll just be like, Holy Spirit, just help me, just inspire me.
You.
And give me a nice melody. I know. So,
Mm. Yeah, thank God. So now let's talk about technology. There's no entry point now with technology. So we know the good and the not so good because now there's all this AI music coming out now. Yeah. So we have consumption. For me, if I now with my music, I'm looking out for real human being, and I'll go and check if it's a real human being on there. I just want something behind the music. I want authenticity behind the music. I just don't want to be listening to a machine produce emotion in me. But that's me. Conversely, I listen to things like classical music and I listen to all sorts of music. So what is your thinking around this low entry level where somebody can just produce an AI music and put it out there
now,
authentic?
yeah, now when I talk technology, when I talk AI with people, I always tell people AI is it's someone created this AI.
Yeah.
And AI is not meant to do things. It's meant to assist you to achieve things.
Yes.
Not do what you are supposed to do. It's supposed to assist you. It's supposed to be an assistant. No, if like now in your own field now, if as a writer, you understand, you're supposed to write. Now, if you want your writing to be better, and so you're more excellent at what you're doing,
Use
you
tools.
use the tool, supposed to be a tool to assist you. You will even see that you're a better writer. Understand? Same with music. Such tools in the hands of people who do not know how to use it, at the end of the day, just like what you're saying, it's you will see AI music everywhere. But I use AI tools in music, and trust me, I will tell you that it has helped me even. It has helped right now. I'm actually me and my producer we are not talking because we are currently because yeah now because he's not. You have to as a producer, you also have to be open to the tool. Now he's feeling that you've had a listen, you know what AI can do, but I cannot do that. But I keep telling him, I said, you can do even better if you know how to use the tool. So now, if I tell you now that as a singer-songwriter who creates our own melody, who can actually even, produce record, I'll tell you that if I have a melody in my head now and I put words to it, I don't need to start sitting up and setting up my, what do you call it, my studio or there's a particular AI tool. I think I use about three. I would, yeah, I'll record into it, record everything from the verse to the chorus to everything. Then I would use Claude. I'll tell Claude what I want. Now, because you understand, because I know what I want to hear, what I want it to sound like, what percussions, the drums, the if I want it to be an acoustic sound, if I want it like for me, lately I've been fusing Afro beats, Afro house, and my piano and the orchestra. You know, orchestra is like the where you have all the instruments, all together, and you have even the choir field room. It's something that, trust me, right now you cannot. I will have to pay big money to produce, but as I can create a demo, you understand? And I tell myself, okay, this is what I want to hear. And I piece that up together. I get the prompt from Claude. I put it on the other AI tool, very Suno. I can use Suno or there's another one, but Suno gives me what I want. And I put it on it with my lyrics, you understand? And I tell it what I want to hear. So even when the AI produces it, if it doesn't produce what I want to hear, I will still go back and
So we'll give you the, so would it give you
another prompt.
those beats?
Yeah.
Give you, so what are the things? Are they beats or what is it exactly that is giving you?
Yeah,
For me, I don't know.
like now the prompt is going to give me I want to be using some music terms, but I'll
Yeah,
just try to
go
just
on.
say
Yeah.
it in a way. So it will give me how the beat should sound, if it's going to go fast, if it's going to be slow, if it's going to be super fast. I will tell it, okay, I want it to be an Afro house sound with fusing it with Afro beats, or I would say maybe Afro beats and Afro pop. Because I already know what it's going to sound like, and because I already have the melody, then there's going to be drums, and I'll say I want minimal backups. These are going to be the prompts that I'm going to put on the other AI tool.
Yeah.
And when you give the right prompt, the AI will produce what you ask it to produce. If you want talking drums, if you want bass, if you want, it will produce it.
So in the past, you would have to rely on someone to produce those things for
You
you.
have to rely, not just someone, you have to rely, like for me, that I'm looking at creating, just like the way I did this African woman now. If I'm to perform African woman live, I would need a band. I will need a full band because the person
For
I am.
that beat, yeah. So you've got it.
Yes, I will need the sax. I'll need like probably I'll need two or three people to play the sax.
Yeah.
I'll need to fill the rooms, the drums. I'll need the
Yeah.
people on conga. But now technology has made that easy. So so as a creative, as someone who creates, you use those tools to create what you want. So when you now have the opportunity to actually reproduce that, you understand, you will have an idea. So nobody's going to tell you that, or no producer will come and tell you, oh, this is what it should sound like. You already know what it sounds like. So
Yeah.
for me, I embrace technology because it's making my music better. To the point where I have old songs that I've written and I upload it
You're
on.
doing new things now. It's allowing you to work and experiment with
So
your.
yeah, so it's even making my work sound even better, and I'm like, oh wow. So this is what it should sound like if it's been remade. You understand? But a song that you have not heard, a song nobody has heard, it's still a new song because nobody has heard the song.
Yeah.
But now with the use of AI, it just makes you know that, oh, this is what it can sound like if given the right prompt. But what you're seeing out there, some people will just be like, oh, let me just write this. All right, give me Afro beats. And they'll just do it and they'll just go and upload it. If you
They
are
call it AI slop.
So I see that,
I-
there was this song that was popping so much, and a lot of people were jumping on it on TikTok. It's a gospel song. And I saw a woman, she's an elderly woman, and she posted it on her page. She said, I am the one I'm the lyrics behind the song that is popping. And I'm like, nobody sent you. Who sent you to go? Who sent you to use? It's true. You're not even an artist. I'm serious. The song went
so
viral.
what do you mean? She the one that put the song out, or what is it?
She's the one that put the song on her TikTok, but TikTok, the algorithm found it because it was a very good song. People because it's an AI song, and it's really, I think probably the prompt she used, or probably giving it to AI just created that, and it became a very big, it became a very big viral sound. Then now I think she's trying to tell people that I'm the one who wrote it, but you're not an artist.
Oh,
You understand?
an AI song.
I have
And she
the
put
what
with prompt. She put it with prompt, but she's claiming to be the
exactly.
creator.
So, and she's trying to put it that she's the creator of the sound that you people are this sound that you people are listening to. I'm the one that created it. Is my lyrics. But sorry, auntie, you did if you decided to use that lyrics, if you got that sound and you're a singer, you take it to a producer. Producer say, this is my sound. This is what
Oh,
AI
this is
has
an AI.
created.
Yeah.
You understand? So now I want to create this sound. How can we create it? How can we make it even better than AI? I want to sing it. Oh no. So it's you and now you want to sing. So
Oh
for
my
me,
God, this thing is God, it's good to watch this space and see what's going to happen in the future because they call it cyborg, this merging of man and machine and technology.
I will not honest to be honest. Anyone who doesn't embrace AI, you will just you before you know it, you begin to live in the stone age. AI is not because AI should help. AI should help you to it should assist you, not make you lazy. Not no, it's not supposed to make your brain lazy. It's supposed to help you achieve, yeah, make you more efficient. I think in the
Yeah,
corporate world, it makes
yeah,
them more efficient and more accurate.
yeah,
So
absolutely, yeah.
so why would you say because you are in the music industry, you wouldn't use it to make your sound better? Yeah, for me, it should make it better, but you should not rely solely on it to create what it wants to create. You should
Mm,
use it as a tool to make your work much better. That's just what
mm,
I think. But I love the technology. It saves time. It saves time and energy. Now, for someone like me who works a lot, I can wake up in the night, do create a sound and all. And when I'm ready to now produce that, I will sit and produce it. But I know that I have a stack of demos that I'm going to be working on. And all I
mm.
need to do is get the best hands, get the best producers, and say, this is what I want, and this is what I want it to sound like, or even better.
So your producer does not like the fact that you're using this technology, or what is the
He's
problem?
not, he hasn't, he's very old school. He's very good. He's someone that has worked with the likes of them, Lagbaja and the rest. So he's
So
still very, yeah,
does he feel that his role is being eroded?
in a way, because he's feeling, because I think there was a point where he was like, there's this particular snare that the thing gave, but I don't really like it. So, and I'm like, come on, you heard the drums, you heard the kicks. And I told him, I said, you can do better than what this thing is doing. You just need to accept that. And I think maybe him knowing that this is AI is like, probably if it was another producer, probably you would put in more effort. Maybe if it was another human, but because it's AI. But now AI has come to stay. So we should just make our work better. We should know that it has come to assist us. I know a producer who writes, who is also an engineer too. He produces, he makes even the apps to produce. So he doesn't, so he has people traveling from other countries to come to Nigeria and he produces in minutes. Exactly.
He's using the tools.
He's using the tools and he knows a lot about IT and what they call it. What's this IT word? Those that work behind the
The same. Are you talking about backend?
the back end. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
He knows how to do the back end stuff. And trust me, he's doing very well. But I know
Amazing.
that producers will come to that point. At least
Yeah,
maybe sound engineers, they may come to that point. But some of these youngsters, they're doing things now with technology.
fantastic. So what is your, okay, let me ask you questions before we're going to start wrapping up now. So
Okay.
question number one is Nigeria is projected to be it's one of the most populous countries in the world because we have in terms of youth, we have youth, which is both a blessing and it could be an issue if those youths are not doing well. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with youth that are starting out, most youths now face things like social media and all whatnot as a quick entry point to try and see if they can make something, content creating and everything. So what is your view on creativity in general for them for the future? Is it going to be more generic? Or do you advise that people should be more authentic to themselves and then use the tool just the way you're using it now? What's your advice
I
to
would,
these people
yeah,
starting out?
I would always advise that people are more authentic and more original to themselves because there's just a lot of noise on social media. Everybody, some people are trying to make content creation that is a livelihood. Content creation is not supposed to be your livelihood. That's not who you are. You understand? Because you are more than what you are just creating. Now, the content creation, It depends on what you're creating. Some people love to travel, some people just like to make skits, some people are funny. But do you want to follow in that step because people are making money off it? Or are you now, if you're a musician, yes, you can use the tool to put out your music out there and be very authentic. Don't say, oh, this is the kind of music that is popping. Let me be doing
And be
such,
running, yeah.
you understand? But be authentic to yourself. Use the tool to showcase who you are. And I think, like I said, AI has come to stay. Content creation too has come to stay. We're all putting out our lives out there. Even though for me, I'm not as consistent because me personally, I feel there are some things I shouldn't be sharing. But these days, I see that every young, and trust me, for me, it's quite scary. And for someone I have two kids, I have two boys,
Mm.
it's quite scary to see how much stuff is being put out there. But put out your authentic self, but find your purpose as a young person. Know what you are here to do, you're born to do. I see doctors, I have a friend, she's a doctor, and she started making content about health and all
Yeah, I see a lot of
that.
that now.
Yeah, and I was really encouraging her. I said, I'm happy. She's starting very small, but now she's consistent. And I told her, I said, keep doing what you're doing. You're helping people. You're helping people to be more aware about their health. And
Yeah.
yes, and I think if people are more authentic that way, content creation will do more good than harm. We help people to know what they are supposed to be doing with their lives and not just stick to what's popping. If you're an engineer, show it. If you're like I see people teaching people how to edit videos, if you're a videographer, do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
For the young ones, yes. In Nigeria, if you're not a doctor, at least was when I was growing up, if you're not a doctor, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not what's the
Accountant, engineer,
you're not an
accountant.
accountant, you're not a
All the
banker, if you're not
solidity, all the solid stuff.
yes.
Don't forget
But
it.
but this is now, even you can see that even someone can be cooking online, showing people how to cook, how to so for me, I feel for the young ones, it's a good thing, but just make sure you find your purpose. Make sure you
Have a
are
solid
on
grounding first, isn't it? That's what you're
the
saying.
ground.
Start with this.
Yes.
Yeah, don't just start
Ex
because if you don't have a solid grounding, how are you
yeah.
going
You
to know
just want to
yourself? Yeah, you
you
can't be
not yeah, so just
flying.
know yourself, be authentic, be real, know that okay, I want to be a chef. This is what I love to do. And you can get people to be on that journey with you and stay there. Become great. And for it, you can be a chef for a five-star hotel, and from there you can still continue your content and still keep living your life. Because I see that's what even people in this part of the world they do that a lot. They take people through their journey and they stick to it. But one thing in Africa and all, if it's not making money, if it's not yet
Yeah, they
everybody
want. Yeah.
today is either they are cooking today or tomorrow they are already doing comedy, there's already skits, there's already or you want to act, maybe acting will make me more relevant. So just be authentic to yourself and know your
Yourself.
purpose and use the tools available to project that,
Amplify yourself.
amplify that.
What
Yes.
an amazing. So, what do you do for a hobby before we finish?
Outside do my hobby, usually my hobby, I love cooking.
Ooh, what kind of food do you cook?
Oh, I cook our food. I love
African food.
as long as there's someone to eat,
You will cook.
I will cook.
Hey, I'm coming to your house to come and eat.
You're welcome. Yeah, I love cooking. Then I love shopping. Oh,
Like
I love
what? Nice
shopping.
things, buy nice, pretty things.
Window shopping.
Yay! Yay!
Window shopping.
This is our frivolous sides.
I love too many colors. I know because if I'm being honest, I love shopping. Even though it's just to window shop to see things, to see
Lovely.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, I love window shopping. I love swimming. Yeah, I love going to the gym. And
Fantastic.
most importantly, I love if I'm not doing my music, I love to sit with music. I love listening. I think that's one of the things I do. I love listening. And Jonathan again, I love making people laugh when people are around me. I love
Yeah.
talking. Yeah. So
So what are you listening to at the moment? What are your favorite music? Because I have different stages. I listen to one part of particular music for a long time, and then I'll change, and then
Right now, if I'm being honest, I'm literally listening to the songs I've been working on
okay.
right now. Those are the songs I've literally been listening to, the songs I'm working on. But when I'm not listening to those songs, I'm listening to just love songs. Now, for me, love songs that go way back to the Aretha
The
Franklin.
old ones. You cannot, those ones, you cannot beat those superstars.
You cannot beat them.
Hey!
I to Wesley,
Oh
Presley.
my God, yeah, my God. They knew how to sing. My God. I
No,
said,
but I think I was telling someone yesterday. I said, I love, and I think it's something Nigerians should do, or we Africans should do. I love this environment here where there is nothing like old songs. Because these are people who started music when they didn't even have
with
much
nothing.
technology,
Yeah,
with nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
They found a way to record it. They found a way to put it in all those big, I don't know what it's called, those big plates that can just break. But they found a way. Before there was anything like it.
Vinyl. Is it the vinyl music?
Yes.
My mom had those. My mom was
You
singing and
understand?
all that. Yeah.
And you see it, they still play it in movies and they make sure that this generation still knows those songs. Even down to Westlife and all, they still play Westlife. They still make sure that this generation knows where
Remember where it
music
comes from.
comes from. But that's what we don't do much in Africa. And I hope and
Curation, curate, and the ability to appreciate. But
yes,
I think instinctively we're doing it. If you think about maybe Afrobeat itself, we talk about the roots, that the root is Fela in a
but
way, but
they
it's
don't,
unconscious.
they don't, but they rarely play it. Do you know that even from the now, if you ask any new, because from Nigeria, if you ask any young stars now, if they know Fela, many of them don't know Fela.
Hey.
Yes, many of them don't. Maybe those born in the town in the 2000s, they don't know anything about Fela. You can ask, you can throw it, and many of them don't know. Probably they'll just say, "Oh, we've heard that
Mm,
he's the king of Afro beats," but
mm,
do you really even know his songs? Do they
mm,
really play it? If it's not being played, some people try to play it, some people put it in movies sometimes,
mm, yeah.
but even most of our old artists,
Mm,
many of like now, I did a cover of a song by the Plantation Boys. I don't know the
mm,
Face, the Black Face, and
mm.
what was his name, and Two Face. I recently they cover one of their songs. I think I played for a friend of mine yesterday, and the person was like, "Wow, he just took me back." They
Can you
don't do
imagine?
all these things again, and these guys. Once they fizzle out, maybe when they grow older and they die, people don't even get to hear their songs again. Nobody's playing it. Nobody.
Somebody will go back. Somebody will go back. There's more, because maybe there's more of stuff coming out now digitally, online. Somebody will come
No,
back and
it's
they will
not
go
just
back and
I
yeah.
don't think it's that we don't have music real estate in Africa. That's just what I'm saying compared to the way they have it here. Yeah, like where people can have their catalogs, even when they are long gone, people still have their catalogs being played
Mm,
and over. Like music is real estate. Like this place that even till they are old and gray, they'll still keep getting their royalties. Ain't getting any
yeah,
royalties.
but I think maybe that's where platforms like YouTube comes in, because at least
Yeah,
it's there.
that's why most of
It's
them just
almost
put
like
their
a
music
curation.
there.
Yeah, just put it on YouTube. And
Just
if
put
you know
it
a particular
there.
artist that you knew, you can just put them on YouTube and somebody has put it in there. So
Yeah.
at least they will be getting a little bit of money, a little tiny amount of money coming in from that.
For me, it's not just now. For me, it's not just the money. For me, it's legacy. It's that
Mm,
the younger ones are still they get to know. It's not like somebody going back to just go and discover. Let the people keep playing this music. Let them keep letting the younger ones know that these people were there before. They should keep playing. Now, if tomorrow's King Sunny Ade dies now, I'm pretty sure that many people will not even hear his music. I said maybe one celebrity just start playing one of the songs, but at least they should be putting all those songs in movies. Like I said, there should be like a real estate thing when it comes to music, especially for African music, with in this part of the world. Yeah. So I think it's
yeah,
something.
I think you just need one or two people who are keen to curate And that's where that's where a lot of academics come in. Academics record, there's a way they do research, and it's all grounded in research and everything, and then they put that in. It's so nice to have spoken to you. I've really enjoyed our conversation. And so now we're going to ask about how people should reach out to you. Go and listen to African Woman. Kemi Music. I'm going to play this. We're going to hear it in the podcast anyway, but go and listen to African Woman. It's an amazing sound. I've shared it. I've been sharing it. Where should they reach out to you? Where are the places that you inhabit?
Music, Facebook, Kemi Music.
So spell Kemi Music, because I don't think you spell it the usual way.
Kemy Music.
Okay, Kemy.
There are a lot of Kemis out there, so it's just Kemy. So instead of the Kemi Kemi, it's Kemy.
Music.
Yeah.
Go and listen to African Woman. It's amazing. Kemi, thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate you taking the time out. We've got a sunny day in the UK today, so we're going to
go. I'm going to go out now. Have you had your ice cream?
I'm not, so
yeah. Please, what are you waiting for?
I'm going out to go and get something. Thank you so much for talking to me, Kemi. I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed myself, and I hope I answered your questions the way you wanted.
You did. So that was Kemi Obafemi, Kemi Music, who had just released a single, African Woman. It was a very interesting conversation to have, and I hope you enjoyed it. So please, to encourage us to continue this podcast, subscribe. Don't just listen, subscribe, follow, comment, and so that we can be encouraged to continue. I can be encouraged to continue this podcast, because the idea behind it is to look at both creativity and technology. And you heard Kemi, what she said about being an authentic creator. But in order to bring out her music and all the things she could not do, she's able to do with technology. So technology is being used in different ways by artists and other kind of industries. So continue to listen to us, continue to follow this, continue to encourage us, and yeah, see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.